Hi everyone, it's Susan, the knitting stitcher and the Knitty stitcher actually, and I'm back for episode 2 of my knitting and crafting podcast. So thank you for coming back. If you subscribed, and if you like what you see and you haven't subscribed, please do so. It doesn't cost you anything, but it will help boost my channel a little bit. So I'm so happy to be back. I know it's been almost 3 weeks. We have been very busy. There is one thing that I want to chat about, and that is the reason that I deleted my former channel. And the reason for that is because my mother, who is 92, and she lives alone. It's her choice, so we do everything we can to support that as of this point. But she came down with kidney disease, and I was at a knitting retreat in February, and I got a call when I was at the retreat. So I left and immediately went to the hospital because she was having some issues from it that we didn't even know she had it. Until she was taken to the hospital, and then we worked through that, and she had to go to rehab, so we worked through that. And I felt like at the time that I had so much on my plate, and I tried to alleviate the things that I couldn't take care of right away. In hindsight, I should have just talked about it on my channel and then just put my channel on hold. But I guess my thinking at the time was, and I'm pretty sure that my thinking at the time was that if I don't have this out there, I'll be able to concentrate more on what's going on with my mom and my mom's care. So we had a lot to do. We got her back to where she was before. She just needs a little bit more assistance at this point. She will be 93 in October, so we're so happy and lucky to still have her in our lives. So we're going to do everything we can to keep it that way. I know it's not forever, but for now, we're just living the joy with her in our lives. So there's little challenges here and there, but I feel like I got to the point where I have a little bit more of my time, and I really did love having a channel to where I could show off my projects, and kind of made me feel like I was more accountable to working on things and finishing things, and so anyway, I hope you enjoy it here. I hope that you'll stay. If you'd like, you could please comment. I love that, and share and whatever. But this is only episode 2, and I'm going to keep at it. And if God forbid anything happens, I'll put an announcement out there, like I said, and then just keep the channel going. But even if I can't be, making videos, it'll still be here. So anyway, okay, let's get back to today. I have knitting, I have cross stitch, I have a little bit of sewing, I have a finished object and a work in progress, and one acquisition. Before I go on, I am 60, I think I'm 67, I'm pretty sure. So I will probably say things wrong from time to time just because of this. I don't know, but anyway, I hope I'll catch myself, and it won't be too weird. So, all right, let's get started. Okay, in my last video, I talked about the hope top that I was knitting for my daughter, and I have been able to get a lot of that done. I'm still not finished, but I am working away on it. So here it is. Let me pull some of this yarn. Okay, here it is so far. It has the cables around it has them around the arms too, but they're kind of folded in so you can't see. You probably won't be able to see that until it's actually blocked. but the cables go all around the armholes, as well as along the back and the front side. So this is, let me get this straight. Okay, this is about how it's supposed to hang. So this was kind of an interesting construction. I had never done anything like this before, but you know, it's just step by step, like every knitting pattern is. It's just step by step. And if I had any questions or anything, you know, you can always go to YouTube videos or phone a friend or whatever. But anyway, so this is coming along really well. My daughter isn't big, but she wanted me to knit her a large. I think she just likes things to be comfortable. So that's what this is. It's a large. And again, it's called the Hope Top. And it is by, what did I do with that? Oh, it's right here. It is on Ravelry. Her name, or the name of the designer, is Dulumuc. Okay, and here is the top. It's really, really cute. And the drape on this looks so beautiful, and I actually feel like it's almost the same kind of drape. I am using Knitting for Olive, which my daughter bought me for Mother's Day. And this is in the navy blue colorway. So I'm on my second ball of this, and I have 4 altogether, so I think I'll be fine. This is the second ball. I'm pulling from the center, which I hardly ever do, but for some reason when I opened this, the yarn just like came out. So I thought, okay, I'll pull from the center. But anyway, so this is the second ball. So I still have a lot of this to go. I don't think I'm gonna use, I know I'm not gonna use all 4, but I probably won't even use all 3. I don't know. I'm waiting for measurements from my daughter to see how long she wants it. But yeah, it's coming along really, really well. I'm enjoying it. Well, I'm now to just the round and round stockinette part, so that's gonna be nice. It's a little bit, you know, see-through. I told my daughter she'll probably have to, you know, wear a camisole or something underneath it, because you could see in the back there how the light's coming through. So, but anyway, that's how far I am on my Hope Top. And I am really enjoying that, and I will link this pattern down below. I would recommend it. If you want to knit a little summer top, I would recommend it, and definitely recommend the yarn, because it's worked out beautiful. Okay, now I do have a finished object. It's still wet, so I have to be careful with it. I have finished my Cozy Comfort Throw. Here it is. I just can show you parts of it. I can't show you all of it because it's so huge. But I used an advent calendar by Cornbread and Honey that I got this past year. Boy, it's really hard to. And I held it double with some undyed yarn. Okay, and then I just finished the I-cord bind off. That of course goes all the way around it. I found a video online, which I'll link down below, that was great. I loved it. It was a very relaxing, it took a while. It definitely took a while, but it was a very relaxing project to get this I-cord on. The project was knitted, this is by the Homespun House. This is the Cozy Comfort Throw. And I think it's designed basically for Advents, but it didn't come with the I-cord edging on it while you knit it, so, which it makes sense now that I think about it. I said something about it in my last video, but it does make sense because, you know, even if we did do the I-cord, knitting it up, we still wouldn't have an I-cord on the bottom and top, and you'd still have to do that. But this was such a relaxing way to do an I-cord that, I don't know, I didn't mind it at all. I really didn't. It took, like I said, it took a while, but it was easy and fine. So I held that Advent double with undyed yarn, which I think I got this from Wool to Die For, I'm not sure. But anyway, and I didn't finish the entire Advent. I had these are the colors that I have left. I just, I was over it, you guys. I really was. So I think this was a 24 skein, advent. So I had this much left over. So I did do a lot. And as I got to the last one, I was like, you know what? This is a throw. It's not a blanket. It'll be fine this size. So, I'm just going to do it that way. I will link the Cozy Comfort Throw down below. With this yarn, I'm going to do a muscle burrow, I think. I've never done one before. It's 5 balls of 20 grams, so it'll be perfect for that. I like the colors. I think it'll be cute. So that's what I'm going to do with the rest of this advent, so nothing goes to waste. I'll use it all. So that's a good feeling. It really is. Okay, so staying in the yarn thing. I know last week I showed you a couple sweaters. I haven't worked on those at all. It's hot out here in Ohio, and man, we've had a lot of storms, a lot of like really rough storms, but I haven't really worked on those sweaters because it's hot and I don't want to. It was hard enough working on this blanket when it was hot, but I was so focused on getting it finished that I just zoomed right through it. So I haven't touched those. I've worked a little bit on my daughter and son-in-law socks, but nothing really big enough to show you. So we did go camping for a week. We went to Tennessee and we went camping, and I was able to stop in at one of my favorite yarn shops, which is the Smoky Mountain Spinnery. This bag has, sorry about that, but it has really kind of been tossed around. And I found this new yarn, which was interesting and was kind of talked into buying it, but it's called Poma Luxury Line. It's by Lanes du Nord. It's made in Italy, but it's one of these big hunky things. That's what I would call it. But I love the colors together on this. And I believe it's over 600, it's 600, it's 150 grams, 600 meters, 656 yards. Is that right? Yeah, 656 yards. So it's really a perfect amount for a shawl. And, they gave me the name of a pattern because I saw it on a sample, and the sample pattern was called Pearl Strings. So I may look at that again. I was in the shop and I really didn't spend too much time looking at the shawl because I just was still working on my blanket, and the thought of working on a new shawl just kind of made my head spin. But now that I'm finished, I have room for it in my head. So anyway, but this is, I might look at that pattern. I might look at another pattern. I don't know. I might just look around. For 600 yards, I could easily make a summer top out of this. Whoops, sorry about that. You didn't see that. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna definitely look around for something. This is 100% wool, so whatever I look for isn't gonna be a summer top. No, it just can't be. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe just a little sweater or something, or I can combine it with, like this. See, that would be kind of pretty. I don't know. But anyway, this is what it looks like. It fades from one color to another. So, yeah, I love the colors that I picked. We'll see what happens. I'll keep you informed. This is the only thing that I got at the spinnery because I haven't really been buying a lot of yarn lately. Just kind of slowing down on that because I have such a stash. I really do. And I just took a ton of it to Goodwill. A lot of acrylic yarn that I haven't been using. I know it could go to someone else who loves to work with that. So I hated just keeping it around and not using it, but I still have a lot. So, okay, so that's all I have for the yarny stuff. Let's go to the stitchy stuff. So I'm a cross stitcher. And occasionally I do embroidery. I don't do needlepoint. I don't even, I mean, it looks like so much fun and everything, but I'm just, I don't have the space for it right now. I just don't. So this is what I've been working on. This is an Avlia or Avlia. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that pattern. And it's just a little cloth that you put down that you can put something on, you know, like a candle or something like that. I love the colors of this. So I'm nearly finished with this. Her sample was done on linen. Mine is being worked on, I believe, 18 count Aida. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, here is what I have so far. So it's not going to be very big. It's very dainty and sweet, I think. I am going to try to make the fringe ends on it, sort of like how they have. I'll sew up the sides and then I'll just do the fringe on each end just to make it a little bit bigger. But, oops, you saw the back side. That's not always pretty. But anyway, this is lovely and it's been really, really fun. So really, that's all I have to do is the rest of this and then the little gold pieces in between, which are these up here. And then there is back stitching on this as well. So I will finish that, and it shouldn't be too long before I'm completely finished with this. And to finish a cross stitch project is quite a feat. And anybody who does cross stitch will tell you that you know, the time you put into it, the time it takes, when you are finished, it just feels so incredibly wonderful, and I will feel so accomplished. And then I can start on, I have like 13 or 14 cross stitch whips, and I want to get back to the Halloween one that I was working on last year that I made a lot of headway on, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, I love this. I'm nearly finished. I can't wait to finish this and see what it looks like. But yeah, it's a great project. I will link this down below for any cross stitchers out there. I am using the Q, what is it called? The Q, I always forget the name of this, but it has these little things on it to hold it, and it's been working great. So I love it. Q snaps, that's what they're called. And I don't think this is the actual Q snap brand. I think this is just like a, you know, a knockoff, maybe, I'm not sure. But anyway, they're on Amazon, you can get them everywhere. But it really does hold your project in place and easy to tighten. It just works lovely, it really does. Excuse me a minute. Oh, I'm so sorry. Gosh, let me just take a little drink of coffee. Let's get lost. That sounds so good sometimes. Okay, and then the last thing that I want to show you is a little bit of sewing I've done. I haven't done anything for the 4th of July this year, so I wanted to find something to do just to celebrate it a little bit in our home. So I went to this website called Shabby Fabrics. I think that's what it's called. And I found some foundation paper piecing blocks. I am a former quilter, and so of all the techniques I've ever used, and I've done a lot of them. I've done trapunto, I've done applique, you know, just your regular piecing, all that. My favorite in the world is foundation paper piecing. I really, really enjoy it. So this company sells blocks for different seasons in the year that you can buy, and you can, excuse me a minute, I'm just reaching over here to get this. You buy this little stand. Well, you don't have to, but I did. It's a little stand that this goes on. This was their 4th of July foundation paper piecing. And I really, really enjoyed this. It was a lot of fun, very colorful. It wasn't hard. I screwed up on my measurements a little bit, as you can see on this side, but you know what? It really doesn't matter. This is so busy that you can hardly tell. If it was a more simple, basic pattern, I think I would have probably tore it out and started again. But you know, you get just enough fabric to do this. So anyway, and then I did a little, this thing comes apart. I'll just take it apart for now. Just a little sleeve on the back, and I just whip stitched it, because it's on the back, so I didn't care that much. And then you just slip it in here, and then it has little feet on it where it sits on a table. Oops, kind of goes in a little track here, but it sits on the table, and then each season you could take this off and do another one for, or hang another one up for the upcoming season. So I think I'm not going to go crazy with this, but I do think I'm going to do one for Halloween. I'm going to do one for Christmas, and then maybe one for Easter, or we don't really celebrate Easter, but the springtime, something like that. So maybe 4 of these that I could change out during the year, whatever. Anyway, it gave me a chance to do a little bit more foundation paper piecing. It's funny because when I got the pattern, they gave me the bigger strips of fabric, and then they told me what size to cut it to use it for foundation paper piecing. Well, I'm so used to using like patterns out of a book, and I just pull my fabric out, just use what I have, and I never measure it. I just start putting it on. If you're familiar with foundation paper piecing, you just use little pieces of fabric and you sew them on, and then it makes a design in the end. It's a miracle. It really is. It's an absolute miracle the way these things come together, and I just love it so much. It's like a surprise. But I really do enjoy the process of it. So, they wanted me to cut my fabric into smaller pieces so I would have like just enough for each triangle or, rectangle, whatever they were calling for. And it made me nervous because I'm not used to that. I'm used to, if I make a mistake, I could just pull another piece of fabric. And so I had to be a little bit more careful with this because I was limited to the amount of, fabric that they gave me. However, I have so much fabric in my stash that I know I could have pulled something that was almost dead on like it, with these colors. So I wasn't like freaking out over it or anything, but it was in my head. I was thinking about it. It was just a different way to do it. But they have patterns for these for all the seasons. And I think they have several for each season because they did like different years. So for Christmas, you might get to pick like out of 2 or 3 of them. And the 4th of July was the same. I think they had 3 of them to pick from, and I picked this one. But so I'm going to go back, and the patterns, I'm running low on batteries here. The patterns are like $15, and that's really quite good. That includes the fabric and the actual pattern. The stand was a little bit more, but it's reusable. You use it for each one of them, so that doesn't, even factor into it. So it's a reasonable price for a foundation piece. And then I did add my own batting in between, but they gave you enough fabric for the binding, as well as the backing, as well as the track. So, and all the instructions come with it. So anyway, but it's Shabby Fabrics. I will link this down below. As a new channel, they're not letting me actually, I'm allowed to post links, but the links don't hook up yet. So I think I have to have a certain amount of time, a certain amount of views, a certain amount of subscribers. I'm not really sure. It's been a long time since I started a YouTube video. So, but I will link the information down, so if you want to go look for it yourself, you can. And maybe someday my links will be usable. So, all right. It was kind of a short one today. It was only like 25 minutes, but I am running out of juice on my iPad here, so I better end this now. So I hope everybody's having a wonderful week. I hope everybody's getting all their crafty stuff in that they want to get in and enjoying every minute of it. And and thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye now.